and deposits of adamantium, two things Chtrax knew the Celestial was used to create the vault holding the fiends. With the recent geological instability, more and more clues revealed themselves to the malicious, self-serving Xill, turning suspicion into solid evidence. Before the inevitable assumption of control over the mad DERRO, Chtrax approached a trapped Formian queen. Oh, I thought the Xill were the Formian. I'm sorry, I got Xill and Formian confused. Just disregard everything I've said about their species. Weakened and injured from a costly war with the DERRO, and desperate to be back in touch with the HIVE on her native plane, the Xill's honeyed words swayed her, and she agreed to transfer control over her most trusted remarks. In exchange for her freedom, the Xill lied, of course, and murdered her in the shadows of an obscure cave with her eggs all around her, stealing her essence and trapping it in a special phylactery. I think I'm saying that correct. Phylactery. I've seen the word before, but it's something I should probably look up. Phylactery. Considering the unusual nature of the region, Chtrax organized his minions with brutal efficiency. He commands the entire operation, answering to none. Serving him are 3 Formian remarks. I think those are like matriarchs, and they just have a specific word for their matriarchs, which are my remarks. And his response of something about a great hole. An extravagant great hall, maybe. His responsibilities include procuring stone golems from the gnome, positioning the golems at checkpoints throughout the complex, and maintaining existing ones. Also serving him are squads of Formian warriors, some of whom ride gorgons. These guards oversee extraction caverns, patrol the tunnels, and ensure traps and sentry towers are in working order, and so on. Chtrax, not content with the true silver extracted by the other Mirremarks, crows, started drilling into the Great Hall for the more true silver, entrusting the operation in addition to the responsibilities for security. In fact, the Great Hall has transformed from the region's central nervous system to a massive drill, refinement, and transportation site. Hence, security is thinner there than it was just a few short weeks ago. The second Mirremark controls the security and excavation of the northern mines. With the recent waves of plague and rogue Xill ambushes, the place has collapsed into chaos. Furthermore, the Mirremark here does not trust the Xill master. It bides his time, waiting for proof of his suspicion to surface. Most of the remaining labor there work to build a giant bore to expedite mining. Why would you build a giant bore to mine things? I don't know. The last Mirremark oversees excavation. A typical extraction crew consists of a taskmaster, DERRO leaders, a lesser servant, 3 handler crews, 3 teams. Each group of handlers control one of the following. I can't read any of those words. Each monster digging team crushes the rocks, and the teams are responsible for removing the rubble. 2 teams are composed of a Grimlock's 4-man and Durgar slaves. Oh, Durgar, that's the word I was looking for. Those are the deep dwarves. I don't know what DERRO are. Yes, it's definitely Durgar, man. If you did anything to the DERRO because you thought they were Durgar, that's understandable. The deep dwarf soldiers.